Hi, Virgo rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 28th of April until the 4th of May. Welcome back, Virgo rising. We are in the middle of a significant shift. To understand where we are going, we have to recognize the past. Actually, we have to recognize the internal rearrangements you have been undergoing since last week. So last week, Venus met Uranus in your ninth house, the house of higher learning and philosophy. And potentially you experience a sudden disruptive aha moment regarding what you believe and how you view your future path. You were pushed to detach from all dogmas or having to abort travel plans that were no longer serving your growth. The reason why it's important because it's a sequence. So we had then Venus moving into Gemini, making a sextile to Neptune, and then a trine to Pluto and Juno, and then finally a sextile to Saturn. So this is a sequence. So this is a shift a rapid shift from high level ideal to more of a daily execution. You are being asked to take that new sense of truth and apply it to your professional life, your daily habits, and your private world. So let's look at how this works out. So Venus is transiting now your 10th house, the house of career, reputation, public standing, forming that very powerful trine to Pluto and Juno in your sixth house, the house of work and daily routines. So this is really a massive professional authority activation. You aren't just doing the job now, you are reshaping how you provide service to the world. With Juno also sitting in your sixth house, you are entering into this long-term commitment. It's not just to a partner, but to a system, a process, a better level of efficiency that demands you to take your work-life balance more seriously, or you are committing to a new health routine. Maybe you need to be shedding the perfectionist mask and stepping into a position where you can own your expertise. This isn't about being just busy, it's about being effective. It's potentially about time management as well. Because, of course, the modern ruler of your sixth house is Uranus, which is also Venus met up with, or the traditional ruler is Saturn, and Venus is about to be bumping into Saturn. So if you have been hiding your talents or settling for a role that doesn't respect your workflow or your schedule or your daily routines, then maybe this is about you negotiating for a higher status or negotiating better job circumstances and opportunities or even your autonomy. It's also about auditing your system, what isn't supporting your long-term success. Cut it ruthlessly. Your time is basically the highest value currency for you right now. But then Venus makes a square to the nodes as well this week. And that's a tension point there. The nodes are sitting across the first and the seventh house. So this is me versus others. This is a classic tension between your individual identity and the expectations of others. And it could be a spouse, a business partner, a boss, and so forth. So you might feel tempted to lose yourself in the needs of your clients, and therefore you want to be scheduling them outside of your working schedule, for example, because you don't want to disappoint. But it also reminds you that you're going to have to be able to draw a line somewhere. It says that you might need to be focusing a little bit on your own path. And you might worry that if you don't accommodate others, your reputation will suffer or they are not going to be coming back and so forth. Now, Hebe enters your 10th house this week as well. And Hebe is the archetype of useful service. So in your house of career, she changes the game a little bit. You should stop trying to force your career to please everyone and start looking at how your leadership or your work can serve others as well. It's a light-hearted approach to your career. We don't have to force everything. We don't have to compete with everyone. Yes, you might feel a bit of a social debt, pause instead of overcommitting. Ask yourself, how can I do things differently? There is always an option out there. Hades energy bring that light, service-oriented touch to your 10th house. So it's better to be kind of like a great mentor rather than being just a guarded perfectionist all the time. Mercury is going to make a conjunction to Chiron as well. And Mercury, Chiron currently is in your eighth house, the house of psychology, shared assets. So this is where we handle the deep stuff. And obviously we've got a bunch of planetary energies there. So this is inviting us for a healing moment. You need to speak your truth about a financial fear, a psychological block, something that you have been keeping quiet to avoid being vulnerable because I want to maintain my power. But then Mercury shifts into your ninth house. So it's going to ground your thoughts. You are moving from healing that type of things to building your own philosophy. You can have discussions with others about finances, talk to a financial advisor. Potentially, you can start talking about relocation. You can do the planning as well. Or you can just simply share your philosophical views on things with others as well. This is brilliant for signing up for a course, finalizing a legal document, setting very clear long-term educational goals, which I highly recommend because Mercury rules your 10th house. And sometimes upgrading our skills is going to be helping us to find a better job that we more aligned with, and that's Venus, Uranus. Often Uranus is believed just to bring chaos, and that's true, it does, but also it upgrades the system. Whatever Saturn kind of created as a container, it makes it somehow wider. The moon goes out of bound in your fourth house, as well as Shiva will be entering your eighth house this week as well. So, moon goes out of bound in your fourth house, the house of home and roots. So, it might ask you to be a little bit quiet, but we can be very loud as well. For example, especially if someone is disturbing your peace. You can have this restless urge to renovate, to move, to retreat into your private sanctuary. And with Shiva entering your eighth house, Shiva is transformative destruction. So this is the destruction of old, inefficient financial habits, outdated psychological patterns. Be ready for sudden impulses to change your living environment. But with Shiva in your eighth house, the real action is in your finances. So, do I have the money, for example, to relocate? Or do I have debts? Or something that is not working and it's draining you? Then, how I'm going to break it? Because Shiva is going to force you to break certain type of psychological patterns there so that you can build a better structure. This is you becoming the architect of your private security, basically. It's about cutting out financial dead weight or people that you are unable to trust. So it really feels like that you are powered up at the start of the week professionally, um, but landing on a weekend of deep intuition and radical financial transformation and a lot of reflection in a way. I think the universe is asking you to get serious about how you handle power. You are building your professional life that supports your boundaries, not one that ignores them. And don't let the fear of being seen hold you back. So, good luck, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.